Good morning, my team. Right, moving on. A-star stuff this morning. Okay, Miss Pugh will be putting some work online on this. I thought you might appreciate a video from me though, okay? So, on to the harder algebraic fractions. I did mention on the other video that it got a little more difficult, okay? Right, what makes this more difficult is that you don't have numbers on your denominators. You have algebra, okay? So you've got algebra on the top and the bottom. Now then, before we get into that, just a little reminder, okay? When it comes to adding fractions, if I wanted to add these two, how would I do it? Correct, you've got to make the denominators the same. Okay. Now, maybe something you've never realised before though, which is going to come in very handy with the algebra, is that to make them the same, you can compare the denominators. So, if I times the first fraction by 7, so that denominator goes kind of over there, and then if I multiply the second fraction by 5, you will always get matching denominators. So 21 over 35, add 5 over 35, and then you can add them together, 26 over 35. It always works. Okay, if I try another one, look, 3/8 add 2/5. Look at the denominators. So we've got a 5 there, so times 5 times 5, and we've got an 8 down there, times 8 times 8. What do you get this time? Well, you get 15 over 40, add 16 over 40, I don't know what I've written above there, 31 over 40. Okay. The other thing that you're going to need to be reasonably confident on going into this topic is expanding brackets. So a quick recap there then. If we had that, okay, we use FOIL. So 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. 1 times x is x, or 1x, whatever you want to call it. And 1 times 5 is 5. And then you can tidy that up, look. You can put those two together. Your final answer there would be 3x squared plus 16x plus 5. If I do another one with minuses, okay, before we dive into the algebraic fractions, if we had 4x minus 3 and 2x minus 1, we would get, okay, 8x squared, 4 times 2. We would get minus 4x. That's 4x times minus 1. Plus and a minus make a minus. We would get minus 6x, because minus 3 times 2, a minus and a plus make a minus. And we would get plus 3, because a minus times a minus makes a plus. And again, you can tidy these up. No need to use the rule. The two minuses are not next to each other. So if you start on minus 4 and you take away 6 more, that's minus 10. Okay, be careful. You don't always use the rule. In this case, it would have needed to look like that to make a plus. And it doesn't look like that, so it didn't make a plus. Minus 4, take away another 6, is minus 10. Okay, right, algebraic fractions, here we go. They look horrific. I'm not going to lie. X plus 5. And then we'll have x minus 3 over 2x plus 1. Okay, and our job is to do our best to add those two fractions together, but we can't. Why not? Because they've got different denominators. So we need to make the denominators the same. Let me go back a page and remind you, look. When we had a 7 there, we times the first fraction by 7. when we had a 5 there, we times the first fraction by 5. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So what we're going to do here, look, we're going to take that second denominator, and I put it in brackets because it's going to be times in a second, and I times over here. Okay, I'm not going to write it out like this when I write it out properly. And then the first denominator, well, that goes over here. Times x plus 5 times x plus 5. So the denominators kind of swap over and they times, and whatever you do to the bottom you do to the top. So the first fraction gets a 2x plus 1 on the top and the bottom, and the second fraction gets an x plus 5 on the top and the bottom. So what does it look like then? Well, we already had a 3x plus 1 on the top, and we already had an x plus 5 on the bottom. And then we times the top and the bottom by 2x plus 1. Okay. For the second fraction, we already had an x minus 3 on the top, and we already had a 2x plus 1 on the bottom. But we're timesing both of those by x plus 5. And what you should get now I know they're back to front, look, but that and that are the same two brackets. Okay, so we do have matching denominators now, so we can add these together. Can't add them together yet, mind. All those brackets, they all need to be expanded. Okay, at least the numerators. Don't always have to do the denominator. So I'll leave the denominator for now, but we will do the numerators. So our first fraction, just write that in ready. And that one. Now what you might want to do at this point is just pause the video, because I'm not going to do all the steps of the expanding. I'm going to go straight to the answer. So if you want to stop, grab a bit of paper and check that you get the same as me when you expand these out. So that first one gives us 6x squared plus 5x plus 1. Okay. You might want to pause again here, check that you get the same as me. So I'm going to get here x squared plus 2x minus 15. And where you may have a little bit of trouble, that's a minus 3x plus a 5x. That's where the plus 2 has just come from. Okay, but by all means pause the video, just double check, do FOIL properly, you should get the same as me. Okay, right, now then we're ready to add them together. So let me move this over, give myself a bit of space. So that equals, well, we know what the denominator is, because when you add fractions, the denominator doesn't change. It doesn't matter which way round you put the brackets, but there's a 2x plus 1, and there's an x plus 5. Okay, let me give me highlighters. We have got, now then, working with sort of matching powers, we've got 6x squared, add another x squared, so that makes, I'll do them in different colours, 7x squared altogether. We've got, then looking at x's, we've got 5x, normal 5x, add another 2x, so that makes 17, that makes 7x, okay. And then we've got, so we have to be a little bit careful, 1, add, minus 15. 1, add, minus 15, a plus and a minus, make a minus, 1, take away 15 is minus 14. And if all you're asked to do is to sort of add and simplify, that's done. Okay, there are other questions where you have to do some solving as well, but not going to worry about that in this video. Okay, let's try another one then. This time we'll have, I won't put the brackets in at the beginning because they don't normally in the exam. Okay, 2x minus 3 over x plus 4, and I'm going to take away this time, x plus 2 over 3x minus 1. Okay, same idea, look. The first denominator gets multiplied up there, so we're going to times by x plus 4. We're going to times by x plus 4. The second denominator, put it in green, goes over here. Times 3x minus 1 times 3x minus 1. If we write it all out properly, now put everything in brackets because of the times in. So this is what we originally had on the first bracket, look, that's why it's first fraction. And we've also got now 3x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. Take away, okay, then write what was there already first. Make it a nice big fraction so you've got room. So that was the original fraction, but we've got with it, look, an x plus 4 on the top, remember it came from down here, and an x plus 4 down there. Okay. Same thing again, if you're asked just to sort of tidy that up, simplify it, you only have to do the tops, you can leave the bottom alone. So let's get our new fractions ready. We've got on the bottom x plus 4, this is the easy bit, you just don't actually have to do anything. Take away, there we go, x plus 4. Right, here we go. Again, if you want to pause the video, I'm going to use FOIL on this numerator here, but I'm going to do it quickly in my head because I'm a bit short of time. So that will be 6x squared minus 9x minus 2x. That's going to be minus 11x plus 3. Be careful here, there's a minus times and a minus. Then we've got over here, this one's a bit easier to do, plus 6x plus 8. Okay, we've now got matching denominators, and so we're ready to give our final answer. Now we are taking away this time, so it's everything in the first bracket, take away everything in the first fraction, take away everything in the second fraction. It's been a long day. Right, here we go, in yellow. 6x squared, take away 1x squared. If you start with 6 and you take away 1, you have 5x squared left. Right, in green this time. Starting on minus 11, great. Taking away plus 6. Now if I just write that up here, look. Minus 11, take away plus 6. Minus and a plus make a minus. So if we're on minus 11 and we take away 6 more, that's minus 17x. You've got to be so careful here with your minuses, your pluses, your rules, your number line. Okay, take your time. And then our last term we've got 3, take away plus 8. And I can write that again, look. 3, take away plus 8. That just makes normal taken away. So 3 take away 8. 3 take away 8 is minus 5, and that's done. That's been simplified. Okay, I'll stop this video there. I'll do a separate one for when they're solving as well, because then that takes up practically a whole page for just one question. I hope that helps. Okay, remember the rule, the first denominator goes on the second fraction, the second denominator goes on the first fraction. Multiply everything out. It's a good test of your expanding brackets knowledge. Then tidy it up. Be really, really careful down here with your pluses and minuses when you're giving your final answer. Probably if you're going to go wrong, it's going to be a problem with your signs somewhere. You might make a mistake with your minuses up here. You might make a mistake with your minuses down there. So be really, really careful. Double check everything. Hope that helps. Hopefully see you all soon.